This week's top Disney news stories include quick pieces on The Mandalorian, a big movie shuffle including Black Widow, a potential new Nick Fury show too, and some Hong Kong Disneyland and Walt Disney World news. And I'll have what's new over on Disney+. So stay tuned, and I'll break it all down. Well, hello there. My name's Jeremy and welcome back to Freeform Disney, where I talk about all aspects of Disney, from the animated movies to the theme parks to Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar, and the TV shows, and everything else in between. And that is why it's Freeform. And keep coming back every day for new daily content. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now it's that time of the week once more, so on to this week's biggest Disney news stories. Now, once again, you may have noticed over the past few weeks, the style of how I'm going about these news videos has been changing bit by bit, kind of going more toward a lightning round, quick stuff, but then also starting to expand out a bit, and I've also been starting to organize that a bit more. So it's still evolving. I'm still figuring out what I like here, and if there's any feedback from any of you, if there's something you like more in a certain way that I'm doing the news videos, go ahead and definitely let me know. I'm more than happy to see any feedback. Anyway, with that said, lightning round time. Quick headlines of bigger stories. First off, Marvel news. We found out that a new Nick Fury MCU show for Disney Plus is apparently in development. Assuming it goes to series, which it seems like a good bet, we will see Samuel L. Jackson on the small screen, and it looks like Kyle Bradstreet, one of the people behind Mr. Robot, will be both writing and one of the showrunners. Definitely, this is exciting. Oh, give me more TV shows that go into some of our characters. And Nick Fury? Oh yeah. King Chad, a piece of artwork that was made in tribute to Chadwick Boseman, is on display down at Downtown Disney at Disneyland Resort. It was made by artist Nicholas Smith, a former Walt Disney Imagineer, and has an impressive piece of artwork. Really nicely done. The first trailer for WandaVision has been released, and I did a video reaction and breakdown of that trailer, so feel free to go take a look at that if you're interested in more on it. I won't talk too much more here just since I already made a video on it. Production has continued on both Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, both ones that we've got coming up next year sometime, unless really weird things happen, and hey, never count anything out around this year or next, right? But right now we're expecting both Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier will come out next year at some point in time. Now on to some big movie delay news. We've got a whole bunch of movies getting shuffled around. So first off, Black Widow. Now, Black Widow is no longer coming out November 6th. It will be coming out next year on May 7th. This also means that the only new MCU content this year will actually go ahead and be WandaVision. Kind of crazy to have a year with no MCU movies. It's just, wow, it feels bizarre. Of course, 2020 feels bizarre as a whole, so hardly new right there. So ultimately, Black Widow will come out just over a year past when it was originally planned, May 1st of this year. Now, there have been other bumps because when you bump one MCU movie, you bump more than that. So Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is also getting knocked back next year. Originally it was February 12th of next year, then it got bumped back to May 7th, and now that Black Widow is May 7th, that means Shang-Chi is on July 9th, which intriguingly will make it the second Phase 4 MCU movie. Because Eternals now is going to be the third, because it's also gotten bumped back and will actually be November 5th of next year. So a lot of shifting around. And clearly that shows you Disney's not too sure about anything coming out before May of next year. Because Eternals before that had been in the February slot of next year, where Shang-Chi had been there before that. And instead of Black Widow going there, Black Widow went all the way up to May. So that should tell you a little bit about what Disney's thinking on things. And after the results that both Tenet and Mulan have had and how they underperformed even what the studios were expected, given COVID and everything else, that definitely means the studios are not wanting to release their big tentpole movies. So similarly, we've seen other things delayed, like West Side Story, Spielberg's new version of it, which is a big awards one coming up. Well, it got delayed by a year. No longer December of this year, it'll be December 10th of next year. But this is a really intriguing one. Soul, which is set for November 20th of this year, did not get delayed. Now, Soul is a big release. Disney's going to be expecting tons of things there, as it is a giant Pixar release. Now, there were a lot of rumors floating around in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Those two big rumors on Disney movies, one was Black Widow was going to get delayed. The other was talking about Soul getting bumped back to Disney Plus for a release. The fact that Disney bumped back all of these movies so far into next year for their big tentpoles, but not Soul, it's got to make you wonder a little if there might be some veracity to that rumor about Soul going to Disney Plus. Now, I don't know anything for sure, but if you're reading tea leaves, it's got to make you wonder. So maybe we will see Soul head to Disney Plus. Time will tell. No way I can tell you anything else before that point. So yeah, that is the latest giant movie shuffle over in Disney. Lots of stuff moving everywhere around. Will it be the last time? Probably not. But hey, I'll keep you updated when I hear more. Then we've got some big theme park and resort news. So first off, Hong Kong Disneyland is officially open once again. Now, this is the second time it has reopened since COVID-19 has swept the world. And it just opened up just yesterday, Friday, September 25th. So back open once more. Down over at Disney World in the US, there is news about some of the marathons coming up next year. Their January and February marathons are now moving to virtual marathons. So that would be the Marathon Weekend and the Princess Half Marathon. And also, down there, Florida's apparently gone to phase 3 reopening, meaning that reopening restrictions on restaurants are now lifted. In fact, restaurants are required to operate at least at 50% capacity to be open, which seems a bizarre requirement, but hey, that's Florida for you, I suppose. Also, essentially, bars and restaurants can go to full capacity now, and also, theme parks can return to normal operations with limited social distancing protocols. So all of that is what's going on down in Florida at this point. So whether Disney World will up their capacities or not is an open question. Sure, at some point they'll probably keep upping those capacities. We'll see what we see. And also, Disney's Aulani Resort down in Hawaii is planning on a phased reopening that will start on November 1st. So that will be the resort finally starting to open back up after it closed down months and months and months ago for COVID-19. Now on to some Star Wars news, and Star Wars news today is Mando. So first up, Disney has announced this giant new merchandising campaign with Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and they're calling it Mando Mondays. Each Monday following the new episodes for Season 2, apparently we'll be able to head over to mandomondays.com, and there will be new toys, clothes, books, and more, probably based on the episode we just watched with whatever characters came in. And also, heck, there's pre-orders available now before The Mandalorian even premieres. So I gotta say, you can always count on Star Wars and Disney to find new ways to merchandise their movies and shows. And this... wow. I can't say as I've ever seen anything like this for a TV show before. Certainly, yeah, TV shows get merchandise, no question. But like a merchandising campaign like this where every week after the new episode, there's all kinds of new stuff each time? Wow. I imagine if that had been done for, say, a Game of Thrones back in its heyday when it was huge. There are big implications here. This could definitely ripple out to other shows if it's really successful. I could easily see that happen. In other Mandalorian news, Giancarlo Esposito talked about how seasons 3 and 4 will really start to get us answers to all the questions being raised here in seasons 1 and 2. Now, while we all certainly expect they have plans going way far into the future and hopes, that's the first time anybody's actually referenced a season 4 for The Mandalorian. Very nice. Oh, I'm excited. Season 1 was great. Expecting so much here in season 2, and they've got their plans going seasons ahead into the future. All kinds of rumors about spin-off shows coming off of Mandalorian. Can't wait to see where all of this goes. Now, in related news on other TV news and Disney Plus news, we move over to the Emmys. Now, this is Mandalorian again because The Mandalorian won 7 different Emmys. Wow! Very, very impressive. And Disney Plus did take one other Emmy, I should note, and that was for Forky Asks a Question. Now, Forky asked a question. Oh, very good. I loved that as well. I put out a couple of videos on that. First, a spoiler-free review, and then an extended thoughts on what I thought about that first season. Super big fan of that one. I really loved it. Hoping it comes back for a season 2, and hey, having won an Emmy probably makes it a little more likely, too. And for those keeping score, Disney as a whole, not just Disney Plus, took a whole 22 Emmys. So that's 14 outside of Disney Plus. So yeah, it's been a good year for Disney Plus right there, and Disney as a whole for the Emmys. And then we also have some new news about Zenimation. Apparently, a Zenimation Extended Edition is coming to Disney Plus on October 2nd. So really, really soon. I mean, we're talking Friday right here. Now, first off, let me tell you, I loved Zenimation. Check out my video on it if you're curious. I definitely went ahead and gave an overview of what it was. And yeah, stripping away all of the talking and everything else, get to that background audio that's in the different scenes. It's like, oh, so nice. And it can be so peaceful. Yeah, it's a good one. Now, apparently for this Zenimation Extended Edition, they're going to take all those previous episodes and put them back to back to back in one long version. And it also sounds like they will be extended versions of each of these episodes. Now, if that is correct, then I am really looking forward to seeing this. Seeing what gets added to each of those pieces. Oh, definitely hoping for good things right here. Well, and that's it for the lightning round stuff. And while we're transitioning, let's move over to what's new on Disney Plus. Now this Friday, September 25th, saw a few new titles added to Disney Plus. The highlights, in my opinion, included a couple of Disney Plus originals. First off, The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom from National Geographic. Now, this is a documentary series, and I put a video out on the first episode. There are going to be a total of 10 episodes. They'll be released weekly, so it's going to be a little while as the show goes all the way through. And if you want to see more about what I thought on that first episode, I could break it all the way down, so go check out that video if you're interested. The other Disney Plus original was another big one. It was called Secret Society of Second Born Royals. Now, I'll be honest with you, doesn't look like my cup of tea. So I'm not planning on watching it, so don't expect a video popping up here on the channel about it. I mean, if a lot of you clamor that I really should watch it or something, let me know, but otherwise I have no plans on watching that one. For old movies that got released, they had one new thing. They put up Oceans. That's the Disney nature documentary one. So yeah, that's a good one. If you're really into that kind of documentary, definitely go take a look at that now that it's up on Disney Plus. And while we're talking documentary type stuff, National Geographic had a few new things added. One on the giant robber crab, one on wild Central America, and also Gordon Ramsay's season 2 of Uncharted is also up there. So got a few new things there. And as always, One Day at Disney has another new episode. This one looks at Ashley Gurditch, who is a research and development Imagineer manager. So definitely check that out too if you're into One Day at Disney. And hey, that is what's new on Disney Plus and the highlights I'm showing there. And let's end by jumping back over to Disney's Animal Kingdom. So we got a couple quick fun things to end the episode on here. First, this last Tuesday was World Rhino Day, and Disney had a big announcement. And that is that Disney's Animal Kingdom currently has 3 pregnant white rhinoceros. And those are Kendi, Zhao, and Lola. And that is a first time for Animal Kingdom having 3 pregnant rhinos at the same time. Now I should note, 2 of them are not giving birth for quite a long time. And that's because their gestation period actually lasts for over a year and a half. It's 16 to 18 months. Whoa, that's a long time to be pregnant right there. But hey, the first of those 3 births is coming up just next month in October sometime. At least that's the expectation. Fun news right there. And finally, there's also now a new baby female Maasai giraffe. And the new baby is 156 pounds and healthy, yet to be named. And the mother in this case is Mara and father George. Which, by the way, if you were watching that last Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom episode, that means our featured giraffe Kenya is now got another new granddaughter. Not her first, but another new one right there. So that's pretty cool too. And, well, with that, that is the news for this week. So what did you think about the latest movie shuffle, and what excites you more, the Mando Mondays or a new Nick Fury show? Let me know down below in the comments. And thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like and a share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with another new video for Freeform Disney. And everybody, have a magical day, and may the Force be with you. Always.